Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a sophomore. Just recently declared English as my major, and I'm also pre-med.
I'm Deborah. I'm a sophomore, psych major, and possibly doubling in dance, but I'm not sure.
Officially, we started dating around third week of winter term. I've only been in 2 relationships before dating Deborah, and I don't think in either of those cases I was actually in love. And I'm still not quite sure what the answer is, but my I suppose it has something to do with you being willing to do everything that you can um, to improve that person's life, to make them feel happy. The sense that you need that person in your life, and you.
I really am not sure, but I think for me, on top of what Dennis just said, like, it has to do with my faith as well. God's love to me is the ultimate form of love, and I think that loving someone has to tie in very closely to loving God. Like, I'm a morning person, but he's not, and so sometimes timing gets a little bit like tricky in that part.
Yeah. Also, she's very organized about everything that she does. Like she's very prompt in responding to people if they like send her an email or something. Whereas I kind of am last minute in everything that I do. I was just like really struck at how sincere she was and how much she cared about like getting to know me and that kind of.
I was pleasantly surprised that he had this whole humorous side. Another thing I really like about Dan is that he's so giving. He's always willing to put my needs before his, which I really appreciate. We could have a conversation. You know.
That sounds good to me. If you want, you can talk. Is the French accent? It's absolutely perfect.
I would talk in the British accent, and it's kind of not great right now.
How do you think it
but
went?
I can try. I think I was doing this a lot.
I think it was fine until the end. We were like, "Well, what should we do? Like,
Yeah.
the Chinese or like the Japanese?" Or we never said Japanese.
My name is Maxwell Johannes Diddams. I'm from Mountain View, California. I am a junior Chinese major.
My name is Caitlin Staub. I'm a junior classical languages major. It's been nearly 2 years.
Yep. I think the thing that first jumps into my head is a Bible verse that we memorized forever ago in like junior high. It's just that God is love, and I think one of the best definitions of one of the best working definitions of how I find love is just looking at the model of how God loves his people.
I feel like I would define love as covenantal kindness. I feel like love is both an action and it's also a feeling, but it's sort of a way of life as well. Max is an extrovert and I'm an introvert, so we tend to view things differently. Some different levels of tension in conversations in the past about like, you know, who's worshiping God better and who's leading the relationship, and like I would feel like, you know, that Max, he really needs to step it up because I don't see him spending a lot of time in prayer and worship. And Max being like, you know, this Caitlin, she just is by herself all the time and I don't see her serving the community or making an outward, you know, display of her faith.
Things that I really like about Caitlin is I am more of the person that I want to be when I'm with her. I really love her faith and how she has a commitment to God in all things, and that really reminds me, helps me keep my priorities straight.
I think something that stands out to me about our relationship that I really appreciate is that we have really open communication. For Max himself, I see a great haircut. Max has just such a simple, wonderful, innocent heart before the Lord, and I've just met so few people who can make decisions and be just in so much peace about things, and I just feel so safe.
There's not a topic we can't talk about. There's not a problem that can't be openly discussed and worked on. I don't feel like there's some topic that's going to come back to bite me in the butt in the future.
But the way that we started dating and the way that we've continued dating, I remember I told Max more than 2 years ago that I didn't want to date because I wasn't ready to get married. And he kind of looked at me like, okay, so I guess this means we're not going to date. And I said, yeah, no dating. But when we did start dating, I don't know, the future was always sort of something that we had talked about and were not afraid to address as we sort of got closer to each other. I'm not very articulate.
You are plenty articulate. You girl are.